Alright, it's Highstyle Sundays. We got Sosafina.
Whoa,
What's going on?
What's going on? Not much, you know me, chilling.
Appreciate you coming through.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So first of all, tell everybody who you are and where you're from.
Well, I'm Sosafina, and I'm from Baltimore City, West Baltimore City, to be precise. And, you know, I just be rapping for real.
Okay. So what was your experience like growing up in Baltimore?
It was pretty privileged in comparison to all of my friends and, you know, peers. So I was really blessed. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I still, you know, I grew up in, you know, West Baltimore. So, you know, I done seen some stuff, heard some stuff, you know. But for the most part, I was, I'd say partially sheltered. You feel me? Because my father did not want to let us outside, but shoot, we was outside. You feel me? But yeah, for the most part, yeah, I would say I was privileged, for real.
Is there any, like you mentioned, any major experience that still sticks with you till like today?
From when I was
When you were growing up.
okay, so one night, you feel me? Like I said, I was privileged, you feel me? So we had a pool in our backyard, like the only pool over West, I'm sure, you feel me? And we really wanted to go swimming that night, you feel me? We had just got a light in the pool. Me and my friends really wanted to go swimming. But I think my father was like out of town or something. And my best friend at the time, my childhood best friend, her mom was really strict. So she was like, no, you know, your dad's not there, so y'all coming to my house. And in the morning, she told me I couldn't go home because somebody had got shot in the alley. Somebody tried to rob a house, but they was dressed like a woman. And the person they tried to rob shot him. And they was like dead weight on the gas and like smashed through. They went like shooting down the alley and smashed through the cinder block wall that surrounded our backyard. And the car went into the pool. The person died in the pool. And almost every window in the back of my house was broken because of the cinder blocks and stuff like that. It was all over the news. People would drive by and beep at our house and stuff like that. And so that was pretty memorable. And then I say the runner-up to that was me and my best friend would sneak out every night at 12 and we'd meet up, you feel me, like on Fairview and in Denison. And so one night we go to link up and this fat nigga this fat nigga in Tim's was balling, like he was just breaking. That nigga was gone. And then I heard bop, 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 bop. Man, fuck that. I went straight back in the house. Like, I was like, yo, I should have knew as soon as I seen a big ass nigga running in some Timbs. But yeah, those are like the most memorable moments for real. Or maybe traumatic.
Yeah, sounds more traumatic.
Yeah, I guess so.
Alright. So get into your music. First of all, why Sosafina? Why that name?
Okay, so I was just a couple months ago formerly known as Chrissy Stay High, and that was my rap name since like high school, for real. But I had stopped smoking, you feel me?
Okay.
I had a revelation from God, and I stopped smoking for real. And so I think in that time, it was time for me to rebrand because I had felt like I had come into this new identity, which is like a sober-minded me. So I was like, I gotta change it. I can't be Chrissy Stay High no more. I was Chrissy Stay High for a real long time. But the name Sosafina itself came from when Chief Keef came out. Man, yo, you couldn't tell me and my homeboys we wasn't Sosa them. You feel me? So I'm like, well, fuck it. Like, I had trained my I had trained my locks to go in front of my face like he did. You feel me? And I was like, well, if he's Sosa, I'm the female Sosa, so I'm Sosafina. Fuck it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, that's what I mean.
So, yeah.
So when did you actually start making music and like I'm talking about that moment when you realized like this is what you should be doing?
I was in the 10th grade and my stepmother she was murdered for real, and I had always freestyled and stuff. Like every day, like in school, niggas would do a beat on a table at lunch, and I freestyle, and I was so good at freestyling and shit. They used to call me the female Lil Wayne. And but when Donna died, I started writing down my raps, and I realized that this was something that I needed more than something I just wanted to do. My shit was absolutely, undoubtedly horrible. My shit was terrible. Like, but I would go home. I actually failed that year because all day in class I would write raps. I'd go home, I open my little laptop with my camera on it, on YouTube, like on the YouTube camera, and I would try to rap this rap to whatever beat, you know, I wrote it to, and as many times as it took until I got it, and I put it up. The flow was horrible. It was so bad, but it would get like thousands of views though, because people would be like, damn, is all that shit you saying true? Like, damn, you really went through that? So it was like people didn't pay much mind to the fact that I was like a suck ass rapper. They really paid more attention to the content. And so like when you listen to any of my pain music or my music where you really hear me expressing myself and my pain, that's where it started from. You feel me? So that's when I knew. I think I was about like 15. That's when I started recording myself first on camera. Then I started recording myself in my room.
So what, like I know you said your pain and I guess like your emotional side helps you with your music, but what else inspired you to, you know, make music, whether or not an artist or anything?
Okay, well, I think, okay, so growing up, I had an older cousin who rapped or whatever. He made it pretty big for real. So I was a really big fan of him because he's like one of the most lyrical rappers out there. I match him up with Eminem and DMX and, you know, like the greats for real. And so it just would blow my mind how smart this nigga was, and the punchlines and wordplay. That shit blew my mind, and I'm like, yep, I'm gonna be just like that. Yeah. And so that really influenced me, you know, back then. Like nowadays, like I feel like, you know, when you feel like you don't have a voice is when you want to use it the most. You feel me? When you feel like you're not being recognized is when you want to be seen the most. You know what I'm saying? And so like, you know, feeling as though I'm underrated really motivates me. It motivates the shit out of me. Like it pushes me every day. Even in times when I'm like, man, you know, I don't know, fuck this shit. Like, no. Like I might feel like that for a hot 5 minutes, and then, you know, it's like, no, I'm gonna show them. You feel me? Like, so every song I do, every verse, every feature, like I try to show out.
So, saying that, like, what type of artist do you want the world to view you as then?
True. Truthful. I mean, you know, I want to say versatile, but they can find that out on their own. I'd rather them view me as truthful. You feel me? Because in a world where image is everything, a lot of people be like, yeah, niggas lying they raps, but a lot of artists, a lot of people in the industry, a lot of singers, like celebrities in general, be lying, or they have this image or facade about them that's not true. I just want people to know, hey, it's like I'm as true as it gets, honey. You feel me?
So I want you to explain your creative process, and I'm gonna go to the latest video you dropped, Mad, right? Mm-hmm. So what was your creative process beyond that whole video?
I just really wanted people to understand how mad I be, you feel me? Cause like, oh man, like when I'm mad, it's like, it's a scary sight for real. And so the best way I could bring that to life was to, you know, show what really be going down when I'm really mad. And I knew nobody was going to let me come and punch holes in their walls for a music video. So it was like, you know, my cameraman, shout out Creative Minds Trez and Creative Minds Dre, we were all kicking it, working on another video. Okay. You know, doing some editing. And they were like, yo, why don't we just build a set? We could build it to break it for real. So shit, that's what we did. We built a set right in my garage. We went to Home Depot. I budgeted for it, of course, like I always do with everything. And we went to Home Depot. We got all the shit. We built a set in my garage in order to really show people how really mad I be. You feel me? So that was the creative process on that one.
And is that how you like approach almost all your videos?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, you know, it'll be like an impromptu, like, let's shoot a video and we just wing it. But for the most part, like, yeah, nowadays I be trying to have, I mean, I guess it depends on the song. Because if it's like a deep song, I'm going to have a well-written treatment so that I can really portray what I'm trying to, you know, bring to life in this visual. But if it's like a turn-up song, I might, you know, be impromptu and say, fuck it, let's just 2 different outfits, 2 different locations. Let's shoot this shit. So it be my creative process. It varies. It be different for different shit. And a lot of times shit be new. You feel me? Because that's how just a creative mind works. You know what I mean?
Right. Mm-hmm. So is there any artists you want to like maybe work with in the future? Like, get featured from something?
I'm so selfish with my music, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be wanting to share my tracks with nobody, you know what I mean? But I'd be a lying ass bitch if I sat here and say that I didn't want to work with Stunnerful Vegas, Chief Keef, Justin Bieber, period.
How about locally?
Locally?
Yeah.
Oh, you see, man, I don't even be thinking local, you feel me?
That's good.
Locally, I feel like I would love to work with Young Moose.
Okay.
Yes, that would be amazing. How about that?
That'd be tough. That'd be tough.
That'd be the shit. I'd be so happy, like very content if I got to do a song with Young Moose.
Okay. So, I know you touched on it a little bit when you were talking earlier, but like, have you ever experienced a situation where you feel like you're getting treated lesser, you know, because of your gender, maybe?
Oh man, like I don't even be thinking like that.
Okay.
Just because like everybody is like, I hate to sound competitive, but like everybody competition, you know what I'm saying? So I don't even be thinking like male, female, but I be feeling slept on in every type of way. Like I be feeling underrated all around the board. Like I never narrowed it down to like thinking like, damn, it's because I'm a female. Because
it's a Baltimore thing?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because you know, everywhere else I go, the response be so crazy, you know what I'm saying? But here, like, it be like, she cool, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, here, like, you don't necessarily have to have talent. You could be the most bullshit rapper a nigga ever heard in their life. But because a nigga know you stamp, know you did the shit you saying, or, you know, you have this image like you really bout it and niggas really believe this, you know what I'm saying? Then, hey, you on. So it don't matter if somebody is actually talented. It's a plus if a nigga really, you know, upholds the image that he has and he can rap. Or she, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, yeah, I do feel like it's a Baltimore thing because I don't feel like it's about talent here.
And what do you feel like needs to change for us to like be like the Atlanta or the LA, you know, in the industry?
The streets.
Just in general, the streets.
The streets of Baltimore. Like, it's crazy here, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I feel like, I mean, I know it's crazy in Atlanta too, and niggas still, you know, be like supporting each other music and shit like that, but shit, sometimes it be deeper than the music, like you know, like my videographer was telling me he you know, when he does drops visuals on Instagram or whatever, he'll send it to people and tell them, you know, to repost it or something or share it, comment. And he told me how a couple people hit him back like, I don't even fuck with y'all, or yo peoples did this, that, and the third. Like, I'm not resharing that. I'm not commenting on that. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I feel like, I even feel like that to a certain extent sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm iffy about who I work with or who I put myself around because, like, you feel me? When I lost my little brother, I was like very traumatic, and you know, everybody become a suspect. You know what I'm saying? So I just be feeling like, I don't know you. You could be my brother's killer's cousin or best friend, or you know what I'm saying? So even, yeah, like, even down to myself, like, I don't be trusting shit. And I think that until niggas can start to have some type of trust here, then niggas can want to probably build and uplift each other, promote, share, support. But until then, no, nope.
Okay. So, what else do you do besides making music? You got any hobbies? Any businesses you try to open up?
Well, I take care of my grandmother, so I really be in the house a lot with her. And when I'm not in the house with her, I'm out selling my CDs. Recently, I've started skateboarding again, cause like, and you've seen the video Mad. I was skateboarding, and ever since that day, I'm like, oh man, I forgot why I even stopped doing this shit. So I've been skateboarding a lot again lately. I guess you could call that a hobby. But for the most part, I just be either with my grandmother or trying to make some money selling my CDs.
Alright, that's what's up. So is there any advice you can give to any young artists, you know, especially the youth of Baltimore? Anything you tell them coming out?
I mean, you know, just don't stop. Like, even if you're not where you want to be at right now, like, you're never going to get where you want to be at if you stop. And you got to really believe in yourself. Like, you can't have everybody else believing in you if you don't believe in yourself. And then also, like, even if nobody else believes in you, you got to believe in yourself if you really want to do something. I mean, because if not, if you doubt in yourself the whole time, I mean, you probably going to manifest that shit. So believe in yourself. Stay true to yourself. Do not lie in your raps. Do not try to be someone who you are not. And most importantly, if you do find yourself in a position where you feel like this isn't me, it's never too late to denounce that shit. It's never too late to step out of that and be like, nah, I thought that's who I was, but that's not who I am. You feel me? Maybe that's who I was then, but it's not who I am now. You feel me? And we go through phases in life. We go through phases. We go through stages. If you know, don't get stuck in a phase for life. You feel me? Because you don't want people to look at you different because you saying, you feel me, this how I used to be, but this how I am now. You know, stay true to yourself. Believe in yourself. And don't give up. Because you're never going to get where you're trying to go if you give up. That's like stopping the car and you got somewhere to go. How you going to get there if you ain't driving? Right.
Okay. You got any projects coming up? Anything we should know about?
I like to be real quiet about what I'm doing for real. Okay. I be feeling like people be, you know, watching real close and trying to do the things I do around. But I can say I got some videos on the way and stuff like that.
Okay. That's what's
Hell
up.
yeah.
All right. Any last shout outs? Anybody you wanna, you know, say anything to?
I just want to say all praise the Most High for real. And I just want to, you know, shout out to the people who really support me, like who really come to my shows. Like shout out to all the people who have put money in my pockets by, you know, doing features and stuff like that. And shout out my cameraman, camera crew, Creative Minds for really helping me get me to where I'm at for real.
All right.
Yes, sir.
You got Sosafina in the house. Appreciate you coming through. It's Highstyle Sundays.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Of course.
Shit, but you know I'm a hot bitch. I got guap, and I got bands. Trapping my CD, hitting out the hand. Police passing, peeking, think I'm selling drugs. I am. Cause every track that smack CD gon' spin just like a fan. Fake baby till I'm dead.